Terry, I wanted to start, and obviously, you know, a lot of your career was revolved around, you know, covering Detroit sports, and a lot of it was around, you know, covering the Pistons. And I know, obviously, you know, Jeff and myself, you know, we've been doing kind of like a lot of covering in the present. I know that you did a lot of, you know, coverage in the past. I know you were there around the Bad Boys era. I know you were covering the team for a good while. I know you came back towards the beginning of Tom Gores ownership, and were there for a little bit of that. What's been the biggest thing, as far as like, what's the biggest difference between the Pistons today versus, say, when Tom Gores took over the team? Because I feel like you and I have had some conversations about how Tom Gores has grown a lot as an owner in his short time owning the Pistons.
He's grown. I think the growth comes with hiring Troy Weaver. When Tom Gores was first, took over the Pistons, I called him Arthur. And Arthur, if you know, there's a movie called Arthur, and there's yes, the drunk guy that's hey, how you doing, guy? That was me. He was Arthur. So I'm not sure if he changed, but he hired someone that is changing the narrative of the Pistons. So you have to look at Tom Gores a little bit more respect, and I like the fact that he's doing more community work, and it looks like he's trying to build something because, Platinum Equity, what do? They go in, they tear stuff down, sell the parts out, and make lots of money. So a lot of people thought that's what he's going to do with the Pistons. So he's going to come in, scramble it up, messed it up, and just move on. He was on his way to doing that when he hired Stan Van Gundy, not only as the coach, but as the general manager. I don't believe in coaching and general managers being the same guy. So but he was on his way, but he found Troy Weaver, and I got to applaud him for that. So I think the perception of Tom Gores is different because of Troy Weaver and Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, you saw, at times, Tom Gores would show up to press conferences or talking on the court and in interviews with people in the press, and the guy was just hell-bent on, like, I remember at one point he said it as like a pride point of, we're never going to tank. We're never going to be in the draft lottery. Like, we're always going to try to win each and every year. But like each regime and everything that they did, it was just like running through a freaking brick wall and expecting and hoping that you were going to finally break through. I mean, I think, with Tom, you brought up the being goofy, but the dude was like, anytime he was in Detroit, like the 1 or 2 years he was in Detroit, he was always plastered on the court. He was never actually, never looked like he was actually mentally present. That's just the way it is.
When he was talking about Chauncey Billups, he said, Chauncey Billups said moving. He tried to say moving and couldn't, and said moving. And when he addressed the crowd, he was lit up.
Yeah.
And that team that he inherited, their franchise point guard at the time was Brandon Knight. You know what I mean? That's the team that he kind of inherited as trying to rebuild. And even I remember when they retired Ben Wallace's number I think they played the Warriors that night, and they actually won that game. The Pistons won that game. That was one of their 9 losses with that 73-9 Warriors team. Tom Gores said at halftime, like, look at us. We're competing with the best team in the league. Like, we're a contender this year, guys. But it's like, Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson. I just don't know if that's a contender. So going to your point, Sean, I think with Troy Weaver and Cade Cunningham, like you said, Terry, I think that really puts his identity more so in the credibility category. So.